When we got the opportunity to interview Muse, I put my hand up and said, yes, please, I'll do it. But Jane, she put her foot down and said, you're not going to do it. And I said, all right, whatever. You can do it, fine, whatever.
Well, the reason being, OK, is that when I interviewed them at Big Day Out, someone put it on YouTube, which is nice enough, but then everyone started making really horrible calls about me. You're going to have to read them out because they make me cry.
Catbird NZ said that Jane is a proper ditz, though.
At least I can spell.
And JGoy18, lame name, said Chris has a family he must attend to rather than put up with interviewers like her. He was right, put out me.
It hurt, of course it hurt, and actually as a result, I've resigned. But not before I got to interview Muse again. Ha! Sucked in all you haters. I was nervous about interviewing Muse again. The comments made by that lot on YouTube nearly sent me over the edge. Once again, I'd be talking to Matt and Dom, as Chris clearly had his family to attend to rather than put up with me. The pressure was intense, and then I discovered this chat was going to be even more significant than I'd first realised.
It might be the last interview of this whole album.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
That's quite an honour.
Been on the road for 18 months now, yeah.
So what would you guys like to talk about then, for this momentous occasion?
Well, if it was down to me, I'd just take it easy. Just,
Should we just sit?
Sit back here and relax, really. But...
Well, we are sort of drawing close to the end of the year. When you look back at 2007, what do you think you'll remember it for?
You know, here at the Big Day Out, and then, you know, we went to Asia, and then summertime in Europe. We've just had a really good year. It's been fruitful.
yeah. No, I definitely remember. Yeah, I do remember. I remember Wembley Stadium. That was a big gig. That was a big kind of changing moment for us. I think that was a really good gig. Last year was quite stressful, so this year's been a lot. Anything that starts with the Big Day Out is usually the sign of a good year. You know?
Excellent. Good. Well, you're not doing Big Day Out next year, so it'll probably be rubbish.
Yeah.
Things have already gone a bit pear-shaped. Muse was supposed to play Bangkok for the first time this week, but had to cancel for unforeseen reasons. So what are some of these unforeseen reasons bands talk about?
If certain people, not us though, certain people have a criminal record they have not talked about, you know, crew especially, the red flag will come up,
right.
And the visa you won't get permitted a visa, and that's happened. You know, we've lost a couple of crew here and there. For not telling us that they beat someone up in a bloody bar in LA and got a criminal record, and therefore they can't come into America or something.
Oh, so I guess that means you guys have to be a bit careful not to get criminal records yourselves then.
Well, yeah, it'd be a problem for us, yeah, because you get visa. We've got visas to come here. You get visas everywhere you go, you know, and you can't get a visa if you've got a criminal record. So,
right.
So the reason we're here is because we're innocent people.
Excellent, good.
They might not be criminals, but they're definitely stars, which begs the question, do stars themselves ever get starstruck?
We played with alongside Rage Against the Machine, who I know from our last interview you were very keen to see reform, and then they obviously saw that interview and decided to.
Yeah, it's weird you say that, 'cause that's probably the only people that I've ever been starstruck by, I think, them.
Did you get to meet them?
No. no, I've met them once, ages ago. I've met Tom Wello briefly, you know, just sort of I brushed past Zach a couple of times. But starstruck as in, like, you know, I was too scared to meet them properly.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not the kind of people I'd want to just bowl into just and go, hey man, how's it going? And stuff. They wrote us a little note actually saying, nice gig man, cheers.
Gave us a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, nice guys.
See, it's those little things that help ease the stress associated with 18 months of constant touring and all those interviews with proper ditzers like me. Man, they must take their toll.
Have you ever thrown your toys during an interview?
We used to throw our toys around a little bit when we were younger, you know. When you're young, you think it's all a bit rock and roll, you know. It's not until you've been doing it for a few years you realise that actually it's all a bit of a gag.
And just like that, we'd reached the end of Muse's last ever interview on this particular album tour.
Was it all right? Did we do okay?
Lovely, yeah. Relaxing, laid back, yeah.
Lovely.
Pleased to hear it. And feel free if you want to throw a cushion just to get that kind of rock and roll kind of. There we go. Sorry, got your foot there. Thank you very much. Nice to see you guys again.
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
You're not going to Justin's gig?
No.
Is he playing tomorrow?
Not till Monday.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Very nice, Jane. Yes.
Thank you.
Well done.
Means a lot, Phil.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Good news, Muse fans, because we have a limited edition Muse box set to give away. Just go to our website, c4tv.co.nz, go to the special features page and win.
Woo! Now, King